Hey everyone, hope you guys are all having a good weekend. I'm going to do a collective reading. We're going to see what the message is for you guys at this time. Before I do get into the reading and the tarot, I have a bit of a weird downloaded message coming through, okay? So if you're someone that's typically healthy or things don't really happen to you, okay? And all of a sudden you start having like what I would say like freak accidents, all right? Or you keep getting hurt. You keep wanting to go to the hospital, or weird things just keep happening to you health-wise that make you want to go get checked out. You might think while it's happening that you're just having some sort of bad luck, or maybe you feel like you've been hexed, or somebody's sending some sort of, I don't know, bad health towards you. But it could also be that there's something going on inside your body and your guides are trying to get your attention, okay? And especially if you feel like you've had to, like I said, you've had weird accidents, or you fall, or you keep going in for x-rays and stuff like that. It's like it could be your spirits trying to get you to go get checked out, because there's something going on in your body and your spirit guides are trying to get your attention with your health, okay? Also, if you just feel like there's something wrong and you don't know where it is, you don't know where, this is so hard. It's like an intuitive feeling. This is not a fear. This is not about having a fear of getting sick. It's like an intuitive feeling that something inside your body is wrong, or there's just something somewhere that needs to get looked at, but you don't know where it is and you don't know what it is. You just feel like something is just off with your body, or there's just this ominous feeling. It's like you need to get checked out. And maybe you might feel like you need to get a second opinion, okay? Or you go to a doctor and they're telling you there's nothing there, and so you go to a different doctor, and something like that. Listen to your intuition, okay? If you feel like there's just weird things happening health-wise, you keep having to go to the hospital for random things, it might not be a hex. It could be that there's something going on where you need to get checked out and you don't know where it is, okay? You don't know what's going on. It could honestly be the difference between life or death. If there's something inside your body and you can feel that something is wrong, you need to take that feeling seriously, all right? Go get your moles checked out. Go get your moles checked out, guys. If you have spots, go get them checked out. You never know, okay? If you have an intuitive feeling telling you that something is going on health-wise, you need to listen to that. And even if, for other people, it looks crazy that you're going to this hospital and you're going to that hospital and you're going to this doctor and you're going to that doctor, it might look crazy, but honestly, it could be the difference between life or death. Okay? So that was, I don't know, that's coming through, all right? That's just coming through here. So let's see, what's the message, guys? What's the message here? There's something that needs to be transmuted. There's something that needs to be transmuted here, okay? Yeah, it's about coming out of health. Look at that, 5 of Pentacles in reverse. 5 of Pentacles can talk about being in bad health, okay? The pentacle is all about the earth. Your body is made of the earth. It is something tangible, right? It can be in bad health. This has something to do with you coming out of bad health, okay? And, the other thing is is that, hold on, I won't, let me just wait. Yeah, the Ten of Wands in reverse, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, the Page of Swords in reverse. And I don't know, the Eight of Pentacles working on something. I feel like, look, everything is in the reverse, which is also, and all these cards are not connected. It's like the Five of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, the Page of Swords. It's all kind of like, what does this mean, right? So you feel like something is in the reverse. You feel like something is just weird, right? It's like you slip and you fall and you have a bad fall and you usually never fall. And you're like, why did I just fall? Why did I just have this really bad fall? Or why did I just hit myself in this really weird way? It's like something is trying to get your attention, okay? The Ten of Pentacles in reverse, the Page of Swords in reverse. This has to do with some sort of bad news or miscommunication. Let's see what this is. What's the Five of Pentacles reverse? Oh, I didn't even say it too. I keep getting the song Mad World. I never listened to that song besides on the radio maybe, but yesterday it just was playing in my mind over and over again. So I don't know what that song means to someone. I feel like that song means something to someone here. Okay, it could just be a confirmation to something. All right, Five of Pentacles reverse. The Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Okay, so some sort of a message about taking action. Right, so this is kind of where I started to talk and then I just cut myself off. It's like you could be someone that has like bad experiences with doctors, all right? Or doctors that don't take you seriously, okay? Or maybe you feel like sometimes when you feel like something is wrong or something is going on in your body, you feel like you have to run to 3 different doctors to try and figure out what's going on, right? So you could, confirmation, you could have experience with doctors, just like I said, you go and get checked out, you feel like something's wrong, and they tell you, oh no, there's nothing there, it's not that bad. But you feel like that's not true, okay? And let's be honest, okay? It doesn't matter what career field you're in. It doesn't matter if you're working for if you're a doctor, if you're a lawyer, if you are a cashier, there's good and bad in every career field, okay? There's people that really do their job well. They feel like they're in their purpose. And then there's people that they don't really care. And it's the same way with doctors. You're going to have good doctors, and then you're going to have doctors that you feel like they just really don't care, okay? They really don't feel like finding the cause of the issue. So you feel like you're running around to different doctors because they're telling you the same thing. Oh, there's nothing there. There's nothing we can do, right? But you feel like that's not true. So this could even be something about you taking things into your own hands, okay? Like you taking some sort of action to get out of bad health. And this kind of reminds me of like one thing that you'll hear from doctors, okay, like here's just an example, right? Especially if you're talking about things like moles, okay, or moles that look kind of funny. You'll go to the doctor and they'll say, well, yeah, this one doesn't look so good. Come back in 3 months and we'll see if it gets worse. And you're hearing that and you're like, what? Why am I supposed to wait for it to get worse? Okay. Or you get some sort of a diagnosis and they say to you, well, yeah, this is not so good, but just wait a year and come back and we'll see if it gets worse. That's not a very satisfying thing to hear if you feel like this is something serious, right? Something about that. I mean, you see this a lot with things like abnormal cell growth. They just say, well, there's nothing we can do about it now. It's not a tumor yet. So we'll just wait to see if it gets worse. We'll just wait to see if it grows. You know, it's something about you saying, I'm not going to wait around for it to get worse. I'm not going to wait around for it to, you know, become deadly. I'm going to do something about it now so that I don't have to, so it doesn't have to get that far. Something about coming out of bad health. All right. The World. Yeah, trying to close something out here. Okay, so what's the Ten of Wands reverse? The Knight of Wands. The Four of Swords. Yeah, this has something to do with healing, okay? Taking some sort of action towards healing. Yeah, I don't know why. I feel like this has something to do with like not wanting things to get worse, okay? It's like you might be someone that you just want to find the problem to something. You just want to find the solution. You want to find the cause. And like, and it keeps just coming through here. Something about doctors that just kind of, you know, they're like, well, we can't fit you in this week. We'll fit you in 3 weeks. And that could make someone antsy, not wanting things to get worse. Okay, I mean, this could even be things like infections and stuff like that, right? It's like, well, you want me to sit around and just let it get worse and let it turn into sepsis, or, you know, the Sun. Yeah, healing, okay, happiness, the truth about some sort of healing, all right? What's the Ten of Pentacles reverse? The Chariot, Cancer. Well, the Four of Wands, a home, a property, a union, someone traveling or moving forward determinedly. The Eight of Swords, something about being trapped in a home, feeling trapped and stuck, imprisoned. Something about getting trapped in a home, traveling. Someone driving to a home, losing an inheritance, losing a lot of money, trapping someone in a... Whoa, I just got a download, yo. This definitely has to do with medical records of some kind, okay? So for hospital, something about the hospital. You could have, someone here, you or someone in the collective could have gone, and this doesn't have to be recent, this could even be a long time ago, but like something about going to the hospital with sepsis or with like a blood infection. This could even have something to do with someone trying to purposely make you sick. Like if someone knows your medical history and they know that you've had some sort of a like, why am I getting like a bacterial infection that just gets progressively worse, okay? Like somebody trying to I don't like this. Just like trying to use your own medical history against you to do something to you to make it look a certain kind of way. That's weird. What's the Page of Swords reverse? The Queen of Wands. This has to do with some sort of lies or manipulation, some sort of false information. Queen of Wands. The Eight of Pentacles, about someone's work, someone's job. The Hermit in reverse and the Seven of Swords in reverse, so that something doesn't get investigated, something doesn't get looked into, someone can't find the answers to something, so someone doesn't get exposed. So something doesn't get exposed. Okay. Tell me more about the Five of Pentacles reverse. the Page of Pentacles, some sort of a payment or some sort of financial news, some sort of the Nine of Wands. This is about somebody not wanting to give up, someone being perseverant, resilient, being a fighter. This could have something to do with you just being a, you know, someone that doesn't want to give up. You don't give up. You want to fight your way through anything. You fight your way out of bad health, okay? Whether it be your body or your finances or just a general state of lack, right? You're trying to fight your way out of this. You're just not someone that sits around and gives up. You don't just hear bad news and sit around and give up and say, oh no, well, I guess that's my fate. It's like, no, there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way to get out of this. There's got to be a way to overcome this obstacle. Because the Five of Pentacles, the fives, 555, that's obstacle, right? That's hardship. Hardship and obstacles. Troubling times. But there's always got to be a way to get out of that. And you're not someone to give up. You don't give up. You don't just lay down and say, well, I guess that's my fate. No. You can get out of the fives. You can. There's always an opportunity within the obstacle, right? So, despair. This has to do with being in despair. What do you mean being in despair? Adjudication. Mad world. That song must mean something to someone. I don't know. Someone being sad and depressed. You know, it's not, look, I don't know why I feel the call, like, I feel the need to say this. Like, people get sick because we're mortal. People get sick, people have diseases because we're mortals. Our bodies are very fragile, right? And I remember I think it was my biology teacher in high school saying to us that every single person will get sick at some point in their life. Some people just live long enough, or they how should I say this? Like, they die, or they live longer than the illness sets in. Does that make sense? It's like everybody's body will get something at some point, but if you live to the age of 80, you just got lucky that you lived that long without the illness setting in, but even then your body breaks down. So our bodies are fragile. We're mortals. It's not like we're not built to be invincible, right? And everybody has something. Everybody has something. But if you listen to your intuition, and you can just feel that something is wrong. You can, that is sometimes your saving grace. And also something about, 1144 on the clock. And something about also, you know how many times people go to the hospital with something completely unrelated? It's like they'll go to the hospital because their appendix ruptures, and all of a sudden in surgery, the surgeon is like, oh my God, there's a tumor in here. You know, it's like, or you go in and get some sort of a scan done, and all of a sudden they see something completely unrelated and it ends up saving your life. See, things like that happen, and you have to listen to your intuition when you feel like something is wrong with your body. And even if you don't have a lot of symptoms, you just have some pain somewhere, it just won't leave you alone, or you just have this nagging feeling, like just a nagging feeling somewhere that like it can save your life, or it can help you catch something before it gets progressively worse. Like, just because you get a diagnosis, that doesn't mean it's your fate to succumb to that. But it's important that you listen to your intuition, right? So that you can do something about it. And also, like, you know, I'm not a medical practitioner. I cannot give medical advice. I don't want to give you guys any kind of medical advice. I'm not going to tell you what to take or what not to take or anything. But I will say that, you know, if you go to the doctor and they tell you we can't do anything, but something in your spirit says, I feel like that's not enough. There are traditional methods, okay? You know, it's not, you know, there are like, it's just about your overall health, I guess you could say, right? It's like, because what I want to say is, look, you'll go to the doctor and they'll tell you, oh, you have, let's say you have arthritis, right? Or you have some sort of pain, some sort of joint pain, right? So all they're going to give you is like pain meds or some sort of harsh medications that really, you know, they affect your liver, they affect your kidneys, they affect your blood. They're, you know, yeah, they might work, but they kind of work half-ass, all right? And it's like, you know, there's also maybe other things that could treat the cause, the underlying cause, and not just the symptoms. If you get what I'm saying, it's like, and that's something, sorry, but I've really, you know, I feel like a lot of people have made this realization as well, is that there are a lot of people that practice medicine, a lot of doctors that they just really don't care about your health. They don't care about your well-being. They don't care, you know, about your pain. They don't care about finding the root cause. They don't care about running all the tests. They just kind of say, oh, well, we'll prescribe you this. And it's like, okay, what does that do? How does that help, right? I'm not saying don't listen to your doctors, guys. Listen to your doctors, okay? Listen to them. Take that into account. But also listen to your intuition. Listen to your intuition. If your intuition says, okay, I agree with that, I think that we're on the right track here, then listen to them. But if you walk out of the doctor's office and something in your spirit is just like, no, I feel like it's something else, or I feel like it's not that, or I feel like this isn't enough, or I feel like, you know, you need to listen to that. You have to listen to that feeling. I don't know. The Lovers in reverse, a breakup, the Ten of Swords, and a betrayal, the Tower, a painful ending, a breakup and a painful ending, a betrayal, a painful ultimate ending and a breakup, or somebody losing a loved one. I mean, what is that about? The courthouse, judication and the courthouse, something about a judge, something about the courthouse, somebody in court, a lawyer, a judge. Why is that here? Because of somebody having a new phase, rekindling something, renewing, transformation, growth, changed mind. Becoming the phoenix rising. This has something to do with being born again from the ashes, or becoming the phoenix rising, renewing oneself, transforming, growing, changed mind. A renewal of some sorts. Watching, looking, and stalking, changing the perception of something. Someone is gaslighting, they're changing the perception. Watching, looking, and stalking so that the truth doesn't come out, so something doesn't come to light. Adapt, change, heal in reverse. Something not healing, something not changing, not finding out the truth. Something is not coming to light. Watching, looking, stalking, so the truth doesn't come to light. Changing and healing in reverse. What? This has to do with someone trying to avoid a catastrophe, trying to avoid some sort of change. Someone trying to avoid some sort of a shocking change because of something hidden in the subconscious, some sort of a fear, some sort of an illusion, something deep, some sort of an emotional wound. What is that about? Not working on something. Why am I getting like, what? Okay, so I don't know. I'm just getting so much medical stuff for some reason. High blood pressure. Like someone who has high blood pressure, okay? Not putting the work in. It's like if you have really high blood pressure, there's things that you can do, and it has a lot to do with nutrition, the way that you know, the way that you take care of your body. Like just taking meds to take care of the high blood pressure, like you have to also take other precautions, but I don't know why that is coming out that way. Somebody not putting the work in. It's like the same thing with high blood pressure. If you want to change that, you have to change, you know, more than, you can't just, you know, you can help your body heal if you also do what needs to be done, not just taking the meds, but I don't know. I'm just getting a lot of medical stuff. King of Wands in reverse. King of Wands in reverse. Fake news, bad news. Fake news, bad news. Something here wasn't communicated or something wasn't said. Somebody didn't take some sort of action. Or it's a missed opportunity, didn't take action, didn't give the message, didn't receive the message about not working on something, or something not working, or something not, somebody losing a job, or what is this about? A main male. A main male is a false person. A main male is a false person? Why? Because this person is a self-absorbed narcissist in a one-sided relationship. Okay, so a main male is a self-absorbed narcissistic false person. Why is that important? Because of the devil. Because this person is abusive, they're cruel. The Emperor in the reverse. Somebody is just cruel, toxic, controlling, impulsive, angry, a narcissist. They're a false person. They're controlling, angry, hot-headed, loud, mean. Okay. The Four of Cups in reverse. This has to do with forgiveness. All right. The Seven of something about something being a failure. Somebody not putting the work into something. Somebody being lazy. This could be about someone that's abusive, mean, narcissistic, self-absorbed, self-centered, maybe even a bit like just cruel, just mean and cruel, angry and cruel, saying something about you being lazy, you not being hardworking. This has to do with someone being abusive, mean, and cruel, controlling, nasty, false person, a narcissist. This is even giving me like someone that has no, like if you have a medical condition, it's like someone that has no consideration for that whatsoever. Like no consideration at all for things that you're going through medically, or they don't take you seriously, or they just call you lazy because you have some sort of a condition. It's like someone that just has no empathy. They don't have any consideration for what you're going through, even medically, maybe for someone. Calling you lazy, something like that. Just being mean and like nasty. Okay. Oops, sorry. Like, it's kind of, I don't know why, but I'm getting another example here, okay? It's like if you have some sort of a sickness where you're like throwing up a lot, or you're just not doing well, you're very weak, and you just don't have the energy to just get up and clean all the time, or do this or do that, and then someone comes home and tells you that you're lazy, and why can't you do anything, and you're this and you're that, and it's like, well, I'm sick, I'm actually sick. But they don't care. They have no consideration for that. They don't have any empathy for what you're going through. They just think that you're supposed to be a robot that's functioning, and you're not a human being with, you know, problems. I don't know. What else? Family. This has to do with family, possibly. Or being a family, or wanting a family, or being a family, or being a parent. Okay. Why do I feel this has something to do with judgment? I really feel that. I really feel it has something to do with someone being very judgmental. Like you're trying to come out of hardship, or, you know, you're trying to come out of like some sort of medical issues possibly, or you're going through a lot, or you're just, you know, dealing with a lot of fatigue, and then someone is just, I mean, the despair. This could even be about depression. Could even be depression. Yeah, it's really hard. I really want to say it's like, it's really hard going through medical issues, and, you know, things with your body and with your spirit, when you don't have a lot of support. The Five of Swords. Yeah, and someone, this has to do with someone that's just very self-centered. Like extremely self-centered. Like they don't care really about what you're going through. And maybe that's why it was popping in with the what I was getting with the doctors, because honestly, some people, they just really don't care what you're going through. Self-absorbed narcissist. You know, people that only think about themselves. They only think about things out of their perspective. They don't consider how you're feeling, or what you're going through, or how your body is, or if you're even capable of doing, you know, whatever they're saying to you. I don't know. Just someone that's very self-centered, self-absorbed, caught in their own bubble, and being judgmental, mean, cruel, nasty, saying things to you, you know, like, why are you so lazy? Why are you this way? Why are you that way? You know, no consideration for, you know, this could even be like you're dealing with pain, chronic pain, pain management, okay? You're just fatigue, you're just going through a lot. And then you have someone here like, why are you this? Why are you that? Why are you lazy? Why, you know, and you're like, depression, you know, going through a lot. Three of Wands, this has to do with plans. Yeah, something about future plans and some sort of communication about the future. Yeah, this is, you want to know what this is giving me? This is like someone saying to you like, well, how do you even expect for this to work? Or how do you even expect for this and that to happen when you are dealing with so much chronic pain, and you're lazy, and you can't do this and you can't do that, and you're just depressed, and you're, you know, judgmental. No consideration, unempathetic, judgment. Yeah, no support. This is someone that expects you to be like a robot. Like a robot, okay? Yeah, temperance. This has to do with you healing. I mean, this could even be the past. Like, this doesn't have to be recent. This could have been something in the past where you had to, you were going through a healing phase, or you were going through something where you had to heal. You had to heal something here. You were trying to figure out how to heal your body or your spirit, or I feel like it's your body, honestly. I feel like somebody here had to heal their body. And in a time where your body was going through a lot, or you were dealing with chronic pain or depression, or maybe even both, okay? Dealing with medical issues, someone is being judgmental, putting pressure on you, saying, why can't you do this? Why aren't you doing that? Nah, nah, nah. You know, not being very supportive whatsoever. Yeah, right. Yeah, this is someone that they always think that they're right, and they don't see it any other way. It's like they don't have the capability of seeing things your way. They think that they're always right, okay? They think their opinion is correct all the time. They have no capability of seeing things your way. Or it's almost like they refuse to acknowledge, like this Two of Swords really giving me someone that refused to acknowledge what you were actually struggling with or struggling through. Okay, and you could have a lot of those kind of people around you or in your life. This is even like imagine, because it's giving me something about family or someone close to you, but this is like you're alone, because that's what I feel like. And even if you weren't alone physically, you felt alone, or you felt like everything was on your plate. Okay, so you're dealing with things alone. You have a lot of responsibilities. You could have a lot of things to take care of. Maybe you have kids, okay? You have medical issues, you have chronic pain, you're like just trying to get through it. You have lots of problems. Like this just feels like a lot. And on top of that, you have other things to deal with. And then it's almost like someone around you that just does not even acknowledge everything that you're going through. Right? It's like they just don't think that you should struggle, kind of. That's what this is, right? It's like they think they're always right, and they think that you have no excuse to be struggling. And honestly, I feel like you were really struggling, okay? And not just with like depression, but also I feel with something medical. Okay, a lot of pain, chronic pain, something like that, or just a diagnosis of some sort, okay? And it's like someone here was like, there's no excuse for you to be struggling. I'm always right. Look at me on my righteous horse. Look at me on my, I'm always right. I'm perfect. I have the right to judge you and look down on you. That's how this feels. Someone that just, a self-absorbed narcissist, someone who lacks empathy, lacks consideration, looking down on you from their high horse of expectation. Okay, you're supposed to be doing this, you're supposed to be perfect, you're supposed to be being able to deal with all of these struggles, and you're supposed to not complain, you're not supposed to, it's like that. You're sitting there, this feels like you sitting there going like, can you not see what the fuck I'm going through? Can you not see what I'm dealing with here? Like, why are you so judgmental? Yeah, adjudication. It's like someone judging you. Someone judging you, judging your despair, judging you for being depressed, judging you for going through things, judging you for your pain, judging you for not being able to deal with everything at the same time. Judging you for not being strong, judging you for having weak days, judging you for not being able to hold it all together all the time, expecting you to be like a superhuman, even though you have no support. You just have judgmental, narcissistic people around you that just tell you all day long how you're not good enough here, and you're not doing this good enough, and you're not doing that good enough, and look at you being so depressed, like what's wrong with you, sitting on their high horse, acting like they have no idea why you're struggling. Yeah, and you had to fight out of that all by yourself, okay? These people cannot take credit for anything, really. 10 of Wands reverse, the Hanged Man, the 5 of Wands. Yeah, it's like always, like, man, this is like you having to fight and argue with people because you get to a breaking point. You get to a breaking point where you feel like you just cannot take this burden anymore. Like it's just too much. It's just too much burden. It's just too much. You know, you don't know how to carry all of it at the same time. And this could even be like a partner for some of you, right? Like a relationship where you feel like you should be kind of carrying the load with someone else, and they just dump it all on you. And then when you're struggling and you don't know how to carry all of it, they judge you for it. They judge you. Yeah. So something about your healing here. The 2 of Wands, a choice to heal. Yeah, because look at this. Strength in reverse. It's like you cannot be strong all the time. Like it's just not possible. Like you can't, like, I'm sorry, but people, we cannot always be strong all of the time. Like we go through things where we feel weak, where we don't feel at our strength, where we're beaten down. You know, it's like I said, you have a medical condition, you have chronic pain issues, and then you have depression, and then everything feels like it's too much, and you're just like struggling to get by, and then you have issues with friends, or you have issues with a lack of support. You might not even have, like, this is really giving me lack of support. You don't have friends, you don't have anyone to help you, you're literally doing everything by yourself. You don't have anyone. And then the one person or the 2 people you have around you are judging you for not being perfect, for not being able to carry the strength all the time, okay? For kind of, you know, no support, just judgment. No support, just judgment, okay? So you could be used to that at this point. I feel like wherever you are, you're used to just a lot of judgment from people that are not in your skin, that don't know the kind of weight that you carry around with you. They don't know how much you've actually been through, how much you've had to heal through, but just a lot of, you know, yapping, okay? About why are you not a superhuman, able to carry all these 10 wands? God, that is honestly, that is the worst fucking feeling in the world, when you're like already on the floor, struggling to get up in the morning, struggling to even get through the day, and then you have someone around you that is so fucking inconsiderate and unempathetic to everything you're going through, judge you and say, you know, what kind of a person are you for being depressed? Or what kind of a person are you for struggling this much? I mean, what kind of a person are you? It's like, thanks for the support, man. Really. Thank you for your support. Thank you. That is such a fucking bad feeling to have. The Devil in reverse. The Knight of Cups. I mean, I don't really get that. I feel like that's you, honestly. Because who's this pretending to be helpful? That's not whoever you're dealing with or whoever you dealt with. A King of Pentacles in reverse. This person's not reliable, dependable, and supportive. This person is not there for you, keeping you grounded. A King of Pentacles in reverse is not grounded. They don't take care of anybody but themselves. All right. I mean, this could be someone that, oh, you know, just let me know if you need anything from me. But then they judge you. I don't know what this is. Who's this King of Pentacles in the reverse? Thoughts. This is how this person thinks about you and your despair, right? Thinking about a house. This has to do with someone thinking about a house. Yeah, whatever that is right there, here, this Four of Wands. And a message about someone losing a great fortune. A message about someone not getting a great fortune, not getting a house. What? How does that connect? Text, calls, and emails. Text, calls, and emails about someone who has a fear of intimacy. So this has something to do with you questioning someone, or you texting, calling, emailing, conversing with someone who has a fear of intimacy and runs away from a relationship with you and is always running away from responsibilities with you or a commitment to you, okay? Yeah, see, that's the thing, right? It's like they want to, it's like someone that is always judging you, not being able to take care of everything. They're judging you for not being able to, it's almost like, oh, you can't hold the house down, hold the kids down, hold the health down, hold the life down, hold the responsibilities and the job down all at the same time and never complain and never get sick and never feel sad and never feel overwhelmed. But this person doesn't offer you any support. They don't offer you any kind of commitment. They don't offer you any kind of a stability, a stable home. Everything is dumped on you. And then when you can't do everything and be a superhuman, they judge you for, why are you not able to do everything? What kind of a mother, father are you? What kind of a parent are you? What kind of a housekeeper are you? What kind of a human are you that you're not able to take care of everything at the same time? Like some people's expectations, this is someone who has a fear of intimacy. So they always run away from their responsibilities, okay? They don't support you. They're not dependable. They're not supportive. They're not reliable. They're not there for you. They don't take care of you. They don't offer you stability, comfort. They don't give you a stable home. They don't help you with everything. They don't offer any kind of help or support, but they have a lot to say about how you take care of everything, right? I mean, is that really what this is? Okay. The Nine of Swords. Something about anxiety, fear. I mean, this could even be a depression, all right? You worrying, you having a lot of worries, you having a lot on your plate. Yeah, it's like it's like someone that offers no help, no advice, no support, but they love throwing salt in the wound, or they love poking in to things that you already know you're struggling with, right? Yeah, okay. The Emperor, strength in reverse. Feeling weak, feeling not confident, feeling a sense of weakness. What is that about? Sadness, missing you in reverse, thinking about you in reverse. Yeah, this person does not think about you. I'm sorry. Anything that they have said to you in the past, they don't think about you. While they're saying things to you, they don't think about you or how you're doing or what you're going through. They say things that are so fucking inconsiderate. Like, that's just what I feel. There's like, this could be someone, there's like things that come out of their mouth where you cannot even believe that just came out of their mouth. They say things and you're like, where the hell did that just come from? Like, are you thinking about anyone but yourself? No, they only think about themselves. Okay. It's like, this is someone that lacks the ability to think about how you might be feeling, what you might be going through, what you are dealing with. They say a lot to you, but they say it without even thinking about, how should I say this? Okay, so let's say you are, like I said, you're dealing with some sort of a medical condition, you're dealing with depression, you're dealing with fatigue, whatever. You couldn't clean up the kitchen, you couldn't clean up the house because you're struggling. So instead of them seeing this and going, let me think about this. So obviously I know collective because I'm thinking about them and what they're going through. I know what they're going through. So what I see is because of this. So the house didn't get cleaned because collective is struggling. It's like they see this and they go, why is this way? You didn't even clean today. Why is it looking like this? I mean, what kind of a person are you? You're lazy. Look at this. I mean, how are you supposed to make something work in the future when you're lazy like this? And you're sitting there going like, wait a minute, you should know what I'm dealing with. Like, why are you acting like you don't know what I'm dealing with? But they cannot physically, mentally, emotionally put themselves in your shoes. They just can't. Because they're probably a narcissist or they have some sort of sociopathic tendencies. Okay, so they just physically cannot put themselves in your shoes to think about what you're doing or why you're doing what you're doing or where the cause is of the action. Okay, they just can't do it. So all that's left is them judging you because they do not think farther than what they see. And thinking that you should be superhuman, apparently, okay? I mean, that's really what this is. So this is someone where you're probably always you're gonna feel like you always have to defend yourself or explain yourself. And other people that have some sort of consideration or empathy, you wouldn't have to explain yourself in the same way because they would just understand what you're going through and that something around you is a symptom of that. Okay, that's what this is. So tell me the Ten of Pentacles reverse. The Tower in reverse. Something about avoiding a catastrophe. Someone trying to avoid some sort of a catastrophe, something shocking, trying to prolong an inevitable ending with the loss of money, losing an inheritance, losing a lot of money, losing something. What does that mean? The Seven of Pentacles, somebody working towards something, putting a lot of work, time, and effort into this. A message about a house, a great fortune. Okay, what is that about? Change. Something changing. So that somebody doesn't go to court. Or again, a house in reverse or courthouse in reverse. Something changing, not going to court. This has to do with someone's pathway being blocked, somebody not getting money. The pathway is blocked, someone is not getting money, something is not going to court because something changed. All right, what's the Eight of Swords? Something didn't go as expected. Something didn't go as expected, okay? What didn't go as expected here? It says it with a Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Someone that's greedy, unstable, ungrounded, shallow, and vain. Inconsiderate, only cares about themselves and money. Yeah. Not getting an investment, losing an investment. This has to do with a relationship, the Lovers. Page of Cups in reverse, and someone rejecting someone, being petty, acting emotionally immature. The Knight of Cups. Someone being nice to someone, helping someone, being helpful and kind to someone. What? This has to do with somebody being judgmental, right? I mean, the Six of Wands in reverse is like someone being judgmental, being like humiliating someone, embarrassing someone, making someone feel defeated and ashamed. This is how someone decided to move forward. This is how someone decided to... Someone feeling ashamed, someone feeling embarrassed about moving forward. I don't get it. Some sort of something not working out, or a message about being lazy. This has to do with a message about being lazy. Someone trying to say you're lazy, you're not hardworking. This is how they decided to move forward, trying to embarrass you, humiliate you, trying to make you look bad, trying to ruin your reputation by saying that you're lazy, you're not hardworking, right? Okay. Okay, so that's what they decided to move forward with. All right. So why is that important here? That there's just a bunch of people that are just so judgmental. Okay, why is that important? Because they called you lazy, that's why. Because they're saying you're lazy and you're not hardworking and you're lazy, basically. Who fucking cares? The Nine of Wands, when actually you're just trying to fight through something, and you're the wounded warrior alone. Alone. Okay? So because you're alone and you're dealing with everything alone and you're having to fight through a lot alone, and you get up every single morning and you keep fighting through it and you don't give up, but you're tired because you have no support and you just have a bunch of judgment around you, because you keep fighting and you keep going and you just try and get through the day, most of the days. And like I said, this could even be past energy, okay? But because of this, you're lazy. I would want to see these people calling you lazy walk 1 fucking mile in your shoes, really. I don't think they could handle it. I really don't. I really don't think that these same people that want to call you lazy and not hardworking would be able to handle 1 mile in your shoes. Do you know how much strength it takes to get through things like this alone? I'm sorry, but you will not have the strength every single day. You just don't. You cannot physically tear yourself into 5 different directions when you are holding it down by yourself. Okay? And they're saying, you're lazy. All right, so who cares about that? I don't. I really don't. No, Queen of Swords. No, I don't care. I don't care. Okay? And neither should you, Queen of Swords. The Hierophant. Something about doctors. Something about having a title, something about doctors. I don't know why that's important, but okay. Because of your family, okay, or because of a family room. Oh, I just got something completely different, okay? Now, this is not going to resonate for a lot of you, but something about the Hierophant in the family room. You could have parents, okay? Now, like I said, this is very specific. You could have parents that are both, like, very successful, okay? Or they have, like, titles of some sorts, okay? It's like having two parents that both got a master's and a PhD, right? So maybe this is also something like you're kind of used to all your life, where people around you are just, you know, I don't know, judgmental. Something about your family having titles. Why is that important? The Knight of Swords in reverse. Somebody lying, someone being judgmental. Yeah, you could be like the black sheep, okay? Maybe you feel like the black sheep of the family, right? I'm sorry, there's an insect. There has to be an insect or something in here. I hear something flapping. Do you hear that? The King of Wands. This has to do with some sort of judgment, somebody being judgmental, someone, the High Priestess. That is very distracting. Right? Yes, look, King of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. Why am I... What is that? The only reason why I'm freaked out is because I had these massive spiders in my house. They were like this big. And when they walked around in the room, you could hear them walk around. So now I'm hearing something move and I'm like, oh God. Hope it's not one of those spiders, man. Yeah, something about like your family having titles, okay? Or someone having titles. Now I gotta get back into whatever I'm reading here. Something about being the black sheep. Okay, so what about it? The Ten of Swords. Feeling stabbed in the back, feeling betrayed, feeling misunderstood. You could feel like you've been misunderstood. This is giving me like this feeling of you've just, like this could be something all your life. Like you just feel chronically misunderstood. You could have felt like you've been misunderstood almost all your life. Yeah. Something about the Ace of Pentacles, the Hermit. Somebody looking into something here, investigating something, looking into something with some evidence or something tangible or some sort of an item. What is that about? Sudden change, shocking news, and epiphany. Something about shocking news. Okay. The Grim Reaper. Some sort of shocking news about death. Yeah, why do I feel like it's an illness, sickness? I really feel like that's what it is. It's some sort of a diagnosis. And somebody wanting to not deal with it, not dealing with you, being hurt, avoiding a conversation, call person. Something about not dealing with something, not dealing with someone, avoiding a conversation, call person. Sudden change, shocking news about a death or the Grim Reaper. Not wanting to talk. Avoiding a conversation, call person. What is that about? And it has to do with your choices. Okay, the choices that you've made. Depression. This has to do with why, this has to do with depression. This has to do with a choice that you made while you were depressed, and it has to do with you not talking to a certain person about your depression. Something about why you avoided certain people, or why you avoided a certain person while you were dealing with some sort of depression, because this person didn't feel like dealing with you. They didn't want to deal with you. They could have, they could have even, you said, I'm struggling. Like, I feel, I feel very depressed right now. I'm really going through something bad right now. And they told you, like, I can't deal with this right now. I just don't take you seriously. Something about someone not taking you seriously when you were very depressed or going through a lot and struggling. And not just that, but being very inconsiderate, very unempathetic, not caring about what you're going through, calling you lazy, judging you, pointing it out, making you feel worse about what you're going through, but not listening, not being there for you, not being a support system. Something about a choice that you made when you were sad and depressed. The snake. Yeah, someone here, competition, enemy, clever, malicious. This has to do with someone who's an enemy, someone who's clever, malicious. Okay, the snake. And someone having a new phase, rekindling something, renewing, transformation, growth, changed mind. Somebody that could have helped you change your perspective. Somebody that you talked to that helped you change your perspective when you were struggling. Why did you avoid a certain person when you were going through depression, when you were struggling? Because they weren't there for you, because they judged you, because they made you feel bad. They told you about how lazy you are, how nothing is good enough, all right? Somebody that you talked to that made you change your mind. Maybe even change your outlook. Okay. Yeah, now my ear is itching. So what's this Page of Swords in reverse? Someone lying, manipulating something. The Three of Pentacles. A group of people. This has to do with an Empress and a strategy. Okay, so some sort of a mother maybe, or a mature woman. A group of people working together to give some sort of false information or lie about something, manipulate something. What's that about? Depression. This has something to do with you being depressed and you struggling and you not knowing what to do or who to talk to or who cares. It's like feeling like no one fucking cares at all. Feeling misunderstood, feeling like no one cares about your struggle. about your pain, whether it be physical pain or emotional pain. A false person trying to get themselves out of imprisonment. Look at that. All right. What is it they don't want to be looked into? Or something, a marriage and a house. All right. So a married couple in a house are now being exposed for something that they tried to say about your depression, or you being sad, or you going through something. Who the hell is this Queen of Wands? A mature woman, okay? So the Queen of Wands is a mature woman who gave some sort of false information about something in a house. This has to do with you being depressed. And it's because this Queen of Wands mature woman is a false person, along with a married couple, a husband or whatever, trying to get themselves out of imprisonment, okay? What's that about? It's about a King of Wands. It's about a message from a King of Wands, or a message to a King of Wands in the past about a Page of Cups. Somebody not healing, someone feeling like the black sheep. I feel like the Star in reverse is about feeling like the black sheep. Feeling like you're misunderstood, like no one gets you, like you're just the oddball out, okay? You're just the black sheep. Nobody really understands you. The Nine of Swords, yeah. Feeling stressed. Yeah, this is the truth about you just feeling very stressed, okay? Feeling worried, stressed, alone, dealing with things alone. Is that hail? No, you want to know what it is? It's snow. That sound is not a spider. It's snow or hail, or it's snow hitting my window. See, I was not expecting it to snow. That's what that sound is. Now I get it. Okay. So the truth about your fear, your stress, your worrying, or maybe even anxiety, okay? The Two of Swords, and feeling like people just don't understand. This is about being misunderstood. This is about people just not understanding. Like people just don't understand you. They just don't get you. And I feel like you just don't even feel like explaining yourself to people because you know that they just won't understand anyways. Okay. Again, something about looking within, or maybe even being alone, okay? You could be someone you tend to stay alone because you feel like you're just misunderstood, or you just feel like people don't really care. Maybe you feel like people don't really care about what you're going through as well. I don't know. That could be something that you've also felt kind of like for the majority of your life, is that people just don't really care. They're just judgmental. They just kind of see what they want to see. People just see what they want to see. They don't really care about what's really going on, right? Ace of Pentacles reverse. This has to do with a key, a ring and a key. Partnership, commitment, a ring and a key. Or welcoming love, meeting the one. And an engagement ring, but it's in the reverse. This is almost like someone, text, calls, emails. This could even be someone that is like, well, you know, how do you expect us to ever be married or be a family when you are depressed? When you are just lazy and depressed? It's like, well, like, how do you respond to that? When you feel like you're only as good as what you can do, right? It's like, that's kind of when you notice that people don't love you or keep you around because of who you are. It's more like what you can do for them, right? It's like you're only good enough if you can do this, this, and that, or if you can offer them this, this, and that, or you're only a good enough wife or a good enough husband or a good enough mother if you are a robot superhuman that is always functioning and you're always doing everything and you never complain and you never get sick. It's like, it's really giving me something like that. Expectations. Like you could have grown up this way, but I feel like not just growing up, but also someone in your life around you where you felt like you always had to live up to a certain kind of an expectation of how you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to act and how much you're supposed to give and what kind of a, partner or what kind of a parent you're supposed to be. It's always tied to expectation. And if you just don't fulfill that expectation because you're alone and you're struggling and you're misunderstood and you just need a little bit, like you just need a little bit of TLC. It's like, not much compassion or empathy for when you feel like you're slipping. I mean, this is really giving me, like, even if you're a child, like you're young or a teenager and you're really struggling, like emotionally or mentally, but you have parents that expect you to keep up. Like they don't take you seriously that you're sad. They don't take you seriously that you're depressed. They don't take you seriously that you're struggling. And they just have this expectation of you to be perfect until you break. And I feel like for someone here, that same thing repeated for you when you were an adult, with someone around you that expected the same thing of you and didn't take you seriously that you were actually really struggling. Yeah. Man, long reading. I'm going to leave it at that because it was a long reading, guys. Okay. Let's see. Who's involved here? A Cancer. Or this has to do with cancer. Maybe someone here has cancer or something like that. Medical things, huh? A sister. A Taurus and a Capricorn. August, October, and a Gemini. A Gemini knows about someone's sister. A Gemini knows about Cancer. Capricorn, Taurus, and Capricorn, Taurus, Gemini know about something to do with Cancer. I feel like Cancer is not a person. I feel like it's a thing. They know about this. It could be something they heard. They know about it. I don't know what that means for you, but I'm going to leave it there, okay? Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time.